My letter is from Harry Schlichting to Evelyn Birkby. Harry was a friend of Evelyn's that he had probably met in Waterloo. I believe this because Evelyn had spent some time in Waterloo, and Harry mentions it as though he had spent some time there as well. Within the letter, Harry says, "Good old Waterloo. Seems almost like home to me." This is what indicated that he'd lived there for a while, but had not been born there. I found this interesting because he mentions Waterloo a lot to have not been a native of Waterloo, and I wondered, how is it that he loves such a place so much, but is not his native place? Harry goes on to say that the longer he's at Camp Shelby, the more he thinks of Waterloo as God's promised land. I found this very interesting because I knew that soldiers missed their homes while they were away at war, but I didn't realize how much they missed home until I read this letter. Harry again brings up Waterloo in the second page of his letter. He says that he's trying to locate independence, but never did go by streets in Waterloo. This was intriguing because for someone who seemed to know so much about Waterloo and to have lived there for quite a while, he didn't seem to know where many things were. Later in the letter, you can see that Harry mentions the 337th. This was an infantry regiment also located at Camp Shelby at the time. Harry mentions it in the third person as if he were not a part of this infantry, and so he must have been part of the 338th Infantry or the 339th, both of which were at Camp Shelby at the same time as the 337th and as Harry. Harry says that the hikes are killers. He says that the 337th took a hike which killed 5 and made half of the regiment drop out. However, he says that his own regiment will be better prepared because they trained more gradually, suggesting that the 337th had been training before him. This is interesting because these were details that I probably wouldn't know if simply reading from the internet. It is also interesting because he says that he mentions his own regiment with a very casual tone. The most eye-catching, attractive part of this letter was when Harry mentioned that he burns all of his letters. I found this extremely interesting, but it was also the part of this letter that I could find the least about. I found nothing, no historical reference about why a World War II soldier would burn his letters. I thought, why is it that something that seemed to be so sentimental would be burnt? However, unfortunately, I was unable to find any evidence of why he would do such a thing. Harry and Evelyn seemed to be casual friends. His letter was informational, yet laid back. He simply wanted to let her know how he was doing. It was a great experience transcribing and researching my letter, and I am glad I got to be a part of it.